Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This week's portion, Parashat Shelach Lecha, you shall send for yourself spies to the land of Israel. And Moses is sending 12 spies to the land of Israel, and the objective of this mission is to see if this land is a land flowing with milk and honey, if it can be conquered, if there are giants there, if people are living or dying there, do they live in fortified cities or do they live in the wilderness? All these investigations need to be done by these 12 spies. And they come back, and 10 of the spies speak ill about the land of Israel. 2 spies, as you know, Joshua and Caleb, speak of the wonders of the land of Israel. And these spies are considered sinners in the eyes of the Torah. And the question that we are trying to investigate today is, why are they called sinners? Moses, after all, wanted them to go to the land of Israel and investigate, and they bring him an intelligence report. Every detail that Moses wanted to know about the land of Israel, he got in that report. There are giants. The land is flowing with milk and honey. It is hard to conquer it. The people there are wise. The people there are strong. The people there are in fortified cities. Every detail that Moses wanted is in that report. So what is their sin? They did as they were told. The Abarbanel, the 15th century commentator, brings a profound comment. And he says the number one sin of those spies, of those meraglim, is that they publicized their report not in the close circle of Moses and Aaron, which have sent them, or amongst the 12 representatives of the tribes, but they basically had a press conference as they came back from the land of Israel and exposed this report to the entire nation, to the entire crowd. And when you expose raw material to the entire crowd, there is a different dynamic. There's an individual by the name of Gustave Le Bon. He is a psychologist and a sociologist that lived in the beginning of the 20th century, researching the concept of crowd psychology, and he claims that when an individual is on his own, he is intellectual, he is cultured, but when he is in a mob, when he is in a crowd, his dynamic change completely. The dynamics are dynamics of a barbarian, the dynamics of a person that is affected more by pictures than by words. An individual that his intellect goes down the more people gather around that mob and that crowd. And therefore, that is exactly the sin of the meraglim, of the spies. They knew how to get the crowd going. And therefore they bring all their findings, not in a closed circle, but in a mob, in a crowd. There is no intellect there. There is no vision. There is no improbability. There is only one thing. A dangling bush of grapes. A monstrous sized grapes, as the Midrash tells us. And they say, look, it's flowing with milk and honey. But this is a bizarre land. Look at the size of these grapes. Look at the size of these fruits. There are giants there. And the picture gets the mob riled up. And all they need to add is, there are giants, people are dying, there are fortified cities. And the mob is going wild. And the mob is barbaric. And the whole vision of bringing them to the land of Israel, the promise of God, goes into one ear, comes out of the other. And that's why, that's their sin. Exposing the raw material in front of a crowd changes the whole picture. And the end result is that Caleb and Yoshua get stoned, because when you expose such material to a mob, they become a mob, they become barbaric. In our day and age, ladies and gentlemen, the same thing happens. There is a right of the public to know what is going on. That's the job of the media. But we should know that when you expose raw material to the media, the dynamic changes. And when the dynamic changes, it's not always to the benefit of the crowd itself. Shabbat Shalom.